Virgo, welcome. You've tuned in to the Mixtape Mystic, your metaphysical mixtape for higher consciousness. This is going to be a general reading for the month of December of 2022 for the sign of Virgo, sun sign, moon sign, rising, or Venus placements. If this reading doesn't resonate with you, then you might want to tune in to one of the other frequencies and the other three placements that I've posted on this channel, placements of yours, or if I haven't posted it yet, I will soon, Virgo. If you'd like to book a personal reading or breathwork session with me, you can do so via the link in the description box. I've cleansed the cards, cleared the space, and I've been thinking about you, Virgo. Your wonderful energy. I know some wonderful Virgo people in my life. They're some of my favorites. So I'm very happy that you're here with me. Happy to be here with you. Without further ado, let's mix it up, see what the universe has for you. So when I was meditating on your energy, Virgo, I was deeply reminded of the Hermit card, which is your card in the Major Arcana. And I just kind of had this vision of the Hermit opening up his lantern and, according to the tarot, the light that is inside of the lantern is the star card. It's the star in the tarot. And I just saw you opening up the side of this lantern and this star coming out, and you just realizing, oh, this has been here the whole time. And maybe that's a specific message for one of you. Maybe that's for a few of you. Star cards coming out here. But yeah, just this sense of, I don't know, it felt as though you had thought that the light was serving one purpose. And so you have stuff in your house. You ever have like stuff in your house that it's been there so long and you just keep looking over it. And then one day you realize, like, oh, this thing that I have that I thought did one thing, it actually does so many different things. And I've just been ignoring it because it's here. It's a fixture in my environment. It kind of felt like that. The same sort of sense of just you sort of having this light the whole time. Makes you think of that Sally Fields in Mrs. Doubtfire at the end when they're in the restaurant. The whole time. Yeah, it's like you had this light with you the whole time, and you're now just starting to realize what it is. Maybe I want to say activating into. And it's really exciting because it's a sense of, I thought I didn't have the resources, or I thought I didn't have the courage, or I thought I didn't have XYZ, whatever you want to fill in the blank with. But you do, Virgo. Also, this is really interesting. I was, when I was cleansing the decks, I picked up this deck and was just doing some shuffles and clearing the energy out of it. And it's been a little bit since I've used this deck. I apologize for any glare right now. That's why I actually haven't used this one lately, because it's so reflective and holographic, and I love it, but it doesn't always show up when there's lights with the camera. But I was shuffling it, and I just happened to notice from the last time I put it down that the Knight of Pentacles was face up in this deck. And that felt important to me, and I was curious if it was going to come out in this reading for you, and it did for the very first card. So that's a confirmation for me, no doubt. So Virgo, for the month of December, we are looking at, this is going to be the incoming energy, your focus, what you don't expect or you don't see, maybe your blind spot. This is going to be advice from Spirit, and this is going to be the potential outcome. At the bottom, we're using vertical clarifiers. So it looks like for December, coming into the month, you have the Knight of Pentacles. So the Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving knight in the deck. It's sort of the other end of the axis of what is the Knight of Swords, which is really fast moving energy, really like shoot first, ask questions later. And that's not what this is. This is the slow and steady wins the race card. It's a Pentacle suit, so it's Earth sign. We're talking about you here. I'm kind of picking up that's you showing up in the reading as yourself here, which, you know, Taurus also showed up as themselves in the first incoming energy here for their reading, so it kind of makes sense to me. But it's clarified by the star card, which is beautiful. I mean, what was I just saying? You know, this is something that you had the whole time. And one of the aspects of the energies of the Knight of Pentacles is sort of this, it's beyond the slow and steady wins the race. It has a lot to do with strategy. It has to do with investing wisely, investing maybe even like skepticism I'm picking up on sort of intuitively, but just this sense of not yet. And it kind of feels to me like the way that it's showing up in this reading is maybe there's something that you've been waiting to pull the trigger on. Maybe it is something that the people around you know about. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's something that you're trying to protect. I'm kind of getting a little bit of a sense of perfectionism around it. It's like it's not ready yet. It's not ready yet. But really going back to what I was picking up on in my meditation before the reading, this idea of maybe what you're waiting for, you know, the star that is inside of the lantern, you've had it the whole time. You have everything that you need to move forward. And it's exactly what the knights do eventually. I mean, this is the slowest moving knight, but it's this idea of forward movement, you know. So that's the incoming energy. Your focus is, so the moon card is going to be your subconscious mind. It's going to be maybe shadow aspects of yourself. It is the programs and behavioral responses and reactions that you have, that whether you were born and they were genetically encoded into your DNA, or whether it was learned behavior from the people that were around you when you were young and growing up. It is all of the information that we store in our subconscious mind, which the number that I believe I read recently, you can absolutely Google it and verify this fact or not. And if I'm wrong, let me know in the comments below, because I definitely want to be accurate best I can with these sort of things. But 95% of our mental processes happen in the subconscious space. So this is your focus, which to me, with the clarifier of the Ace of Cups, you know, Taurus also had this in their reading. So I'm picking up on just general earth energy here of some stuff that the earth signs are going through. But the Ace of Cups is that deep emotional satisfaction. So I feel like the clarification here is that your focus needs to be on you taking care of yourself, doing the work, doing the shadow work, the shadow integration of allowing yourself to see those blind spots and then addressing them, because ultimately it's that's going to lead to emotional fulfillment. And coming from, you know, the Knight of Pentacles and the Star card being the incoming energy, this makes a lot of sense to me, because, you know, if you are coming into this month with the mentality, Virgo, of it's not ready yet, you know, finishing touches, that can be an endless vicious cycle. And I know that so many of you are aware of that, because Virgo specifically, all the earth signs, but Virgo specifically, you have a knack for detail and noticing detail. And it can be, with the Virgos that I know, it can be fatiguing sometimes because you're noticing things that other people aren't picking up on. And that can be exhausting when you're talking about that adding up in your day-to-day life. So that sort of perfectionism is really common with a lot of earth signs that I know, of just that kind of getting stuck in your head because you don't want to budge, you don't want to move, you don't want to take some kind of risk. But the cards are saying that you have what it takes, like that star that is inside the lantern that is, lighting your divine true north, whatever that direction is for you. Your focus needs to be bringing that out of the darkness, integrating it. Focus on your own emotional satisfaction right now, and focus on not running away from your shadows, but learning how to greet them at the door and say, hey, it's like one of my favorite stories about the Buddha is he would greet the demon Mara at his door and say, I see you, Mara. Will you come in and have tea with me? And it diffuses the threat, because it's ultimately when we push our shadows away, or the shadow aspects of ourselves away, that we are feeding them, we're giving them more power with that resistance. But when we let go of our resistance, that's when we can actually, those parts of ourselves can feel seen and they can feel heard by ourselves. And that can bring a tremendous amount of healing. I feel like that's a huge theme for a lot of people, a lot of the zodiac signs going into 2023, but especially for some of the stuff that Virgo is going through right now. If that resonates with you, let me know in the comments below. I don't know if I'm picking up on one or two people's energy there, or if it's more of a general collective thing. So what you might not see coming is going to be an opportunity. It's glorious how what's being communicated through this spread right now. I'm still taking some of it in here, but it's clarified by the Lovers, which again, Taurus had this card as well. So a lot of these same themes, but this could be an opportunity of actual love. The Ace of Wands is sort of a phallic symbol, right? It's associated with passion and with that kind of intensity, romanticism. It can be sexually charged, and it has a lot to do with movement, right? Because it's in the Wands suit, so it's fire. It's that kind of get it done energy, but coming in as the Ace of Wands, it to me is sort of this intuitively picking up. It's coming in out of nowhere, so it makes double sense to me that it's in your what you don't see coming position, because literally you look at this hand and it's coming out of literally thin air. I'm trying to hold it sideways so I don't get the glare, but it's coming literally out of thin air, holding this wand, and it's materialization, right? It's the cosmic energy of creation, and it sort of 1 minute is not there, and then the second minute it is, and that's just sort of the reality of how things manifest in the three-dimensional reality. But clarified with the Lovers, it could be an actual opportunity of love coming in for you. I'm picking up on that for a significant amount of you. But for those of you that's not the case, it could be internal integration. This is sort of part of Taurus's reading, was this idea of balancing the divine feminine and the divine masculine within you. It doesn't matter how you identify. I am non-binary myself. These are just polarities that we talk about that show up in the universe, and they definitely show up in the stars and in the tarot. But everybody has a divine feminine and a divine masculine energy that resides within them. This is part of the spark of creation. It's part of our birthright. most of us live, and it's so imbalanced because of past traumas, early traumas from our, young early days of being in this in this world, but also just the patterns that our parents and our parents' parents, and just the generational trauma that comes through after generation and generation. These divine energies within us can become imbalanced, and I think the majority of society is experiencing a very drastic imbalance of divine masculine that is dominating and suppressing the divine feminine. And I think a lot of people are being called right now to balance these energies within themselves. So for those of you that the unexpected is not a new love interest coming in to the picture, which it very well could be, if that's the case, let me know. But if it's not, I think it has more to do with you balancing these parts of yourself, and so much of that has to do with that shadow work we were talking about, with the integration that comes from your subconscious mind, and bringing that into the light so that you can become a whole being, so that you're not internally conflicted and divided. And it's the light of the star that's going to take you through this process this month, Virgo. So advice from Spirit is the Wheel of Fortune clarified by the Knight of Cups. The Wheel of Fortune is the completion of a cycle. It's, it's the 10, the number 10 card in the major arcana. 10 is a number associated with manifestation, with materialization. Again, it's very similar to the Ace of Wands energy in that it's from nothing into something. And the energy that I'm picking up on with the clarification of the Knight of Cups is that what the advice from Spirit is saying here is sort of just telling you something that you already are intuitively sensing on a really deep level, I feel, for many of you, which is that you're coming to the end of a cycle. And it's so fun. I don't want to sound like a broken record, Virgo, but Taurus had that card as well. So there's definitely so much coming up in this energy, but coming to the end of this cycle for you is going to be, I think, really bigger than you might know at this present moment whenever you're listening to this. And whether you're listening to it before December 2022 or during, or whether this message finds you afterwards, I truly believe there's something here for you whenever you are listening to this. But I do believe at this time you are coming to the end of a cycle. And it's one that is starting over now, but it's starting over as something else. It's starting over as something better. And you're coming into it wiser and older and probably stronger. It's, sorry, I want to get back to the Knight of Cups here. I feel like I could really tangent off on that because it's such a big collective energy right now. But the clarification of the Knight of Cups is, again, I think there's something coming in for you in December, Virgo, that is going to be very fulfilling. You have the Ace of Cups, you have the Knight of Cups. Look at, like, the Lovers is surrounded by this really powerful cup energy. And you have more cups here, which we're going to get to. But I just, to me, am sensing that you're surrounded, Virgo. You're going to be surrounded by love and support. And it might not be in the form that you expected, or maybe not in the form that you really thought was ideal, but it's coming in for you. That's definitely something that you can expect. Yeah. I want to pull another clarifier on the Knight of Cups, actually. I'm going to do it from this deck. Spirit, can you clarify the Knight of Cups energy for Virgo? Advice from Spirit. Like I said, I love these holographic cards. I do apologize if you're getting glare on these cards. Still trying to figure out my setup here, but thank you for being around, being patient with me. All right, so ooh, I love that. Love that for you. Okay, all right. So I don't know if you can see it or not. The clarification is the Nine of Pentacles. So for me, what this is saying, the Nine of Pentacles it's abundance, but it's independent abundance, independent wealth, right? It's a way that I've been understanding and interpreting the biggest differentiating factor between the Nine of Pentacles and the Ten of Pentacles is because both have to do with abundance, with great wealth, with having your finances squared away, having just things set to be comfortable. The Nine of Pentacles is that energy, but it's you independently. It's you, living your own best life. And then the Ten of Pentacles is when you bring that and you share it with someone or you share it with other people, and that kind of is a completion of that cycle in that suit. But with it coming in, with the Nine of Pentacles coming in for you like this, is you're coming to the end of this cycle, and Spirit's saying you're going to be experiencing fulfillment, but it might be alone, however that resonates for you. It's not I don't want that to be a bad thing or a soul crushing thing, because there's so many things, Virgo, that we have to experience alone, and it defines us. It makes us more deeper people, more compassionate, more empathy driven, if we allow it. The things that we go through that we feel like nobody else can understand, is part of the journey that we're going through. It's part of the karma that we're working through. And when you can just see it like that and you can lean into it, I think there's so many good things coming for you with this. Because the step after this is, if there's someone you want to share this with, then you can go to the Ten of Pentacles. But what this message to me is saying here is, you're going to be experiencing fulfillment, but it's going to be this inner fulfillment. It's going to be this balance between the divine energies, like I was talking about, which is it's just so wild how much this is very much like kind of the same reading as Taurus. But the final column is the potential outcome, and we have the Chariot, which is the Cancer card, number 7 in the Major Arcana, and then we have the Page of Cups. So and I'm actually going to pull a clarifier on the Chariot. There are some things I would like to say, but I feel like Spirit might be wanting to take the energy in a different direction. Can I get a clarification card, Spirit, for the Chariot for Virgo? What is the potential outcome? Clarification for the Chariot. Oh. More cups. Y'all are overflowing with emotions. I know, because of all these cups. That also popped out. Okay, right on. The rest is just all upside down. So we're going to leave that. So the clarification for the Chariot, we have the Eight of Cups and the Queen of Pentacles. I really feel for you, Virgo, this is about, going back to this Nine of Pentacles energy. The Eight of Cups is about walking away from something that you've built, and the moon is full. It's illuminating maybe what it is that you've built for you. Maybe you experienced that on this past full moon. This powerful one. but it's about sort of just having this moment of clarity where you realize that despite what you have built up in the way that you have built it up, your heart won't actually be fully satisfied until you walk away from it and you step into the unknown and you allow Spirit to guide you to your heart's most deepest desire, your highest timeline, right? It's also clarified by the Queen of Pentacles, which to me is just more of this, it's this nurturing energy. It's Earth sign, so it's Virgo, it's you. I'm picking up on that coming in, and you're just caring for, it, like she's holding the pentacle, but for me, I'm picking up that this is like inner child work, right? Look at how she's nurturing this pentacle. Look at how she's just holding it and caring for it and sitting on her throne in the gorgeous earth. It's an extension of herself at this point. And, being a court card in the suit of the pentacles, it's, again, coming to the end of that culmination of what happens in the pentacle energy. And it's, for me, I'm just getting this sense that, you're starting off with the incoming energy of the star, you holding that star in the lantern, you being maybe a little bit reluctant, apprehensive to move forward. But once you do the work, once you show up for yourself, you're in this energy at the end of the month of just an internal harmony that is very deep. Most people probably that are around you in your immediate proximity and the people that you see when you're out and about, I probably never experienced it at the level that you're beginning to cultivate. Just this deep internal harmony and peace of being alone, right? Being alone, but definitely not lonely. You're very fulfilled. There's so many cups here. You got so much emotional fulfillment that is happening. I feel like this is just the start for you, Virgo. I feel like you're going to take this energy and you're going to carry it straight into 2023. And it's going to be a beautiful thing. I can't wait to watch you do it because I know that, Virgo's powerful, powerful Virgo. I love that about y'all. So I'm going to pull a final clarification just for the overall energy of the month from the Prism Oracle deck here. And, these are colors and emotions that are tied together. Sometimes it's not emotions, sometimes it's a different state of being, or it's a concept of being. And I just want to remind everyone that if it seems like a negative card, or if it seems like a card that is fear-inducing to you, look for it. Look a little deeper. Look at what maybe you analyze your first gut reaction to whatever the card the Spirit has for us is, or the cards from this oracle, because it can be such a powerful tell for me when I'm using it personally, of recognizing that I do have emotions that I'm not dealing with, and I didn't know that until I realized that I wanted to push it away. So pay really close attention, Virgo. Whatever comes out here, how does it make you feel when you see it? I think this is going to be really important for you in December 2022, going into this year. Spirit, can we get a clarification from this oracle deck for the sign of Virgo, December 2022? That one wanted to pop out, but let's see if it comes back. The suspense is killing me, right? I didn't get into the Page of Cups too as a clarifier for the Chariot. I'm sorry, I just went with that clarification. Felt such a strong pull from what was happening here, but it's coming in quickly for you. I think that this sense of inner healing, I think it's going to be a sort of thing where you wake up one day and you just realize that there's just so many things in your life that you've healed. that has totally changed the way that you look at everything. Maybe the way that you plan, maybe what drives you in life, even things that you thought about yourself. You could just be making some big mind changes, which is hard to do sometimes as an earth sign, but I think what the Page of Cups is saying here is that really whatever it is that you want to build that leads to your personal fulfillment emotionally it's up to you. You got a clean slate here because of the healing that you have been doing this year. Ooh, yeah, Virgo. Oh, I love that. I love it. Pun intended. I love it. It's radiating out. Self-love, and it's shared among those that you share it with. It's powerful, powerful stuff. Thank you so much, Virgo, for being here. I appreciate it. Please, if you would like to subscribe, share, whatever you'd like to do. I just want to hear from you. Let me know in the comments below what's going on. What does the universe have happening for you? And until next time, peace.